Hey, what's up everyone? How have you been up to? It's a beautiful evening here. One of my videos is getting more popular and I promised I would make a new video concerning my village life, and if I got 10 likes, I got it already. It has had more than 10 likes, so I can't eat my words. I have to create a new video regarding my rural life back in 1990s. My village was replaced with all types of animals: goats, sheep, geese, pigs, buffaloes, cattle. There were countless. There were myriad insects during the summertime. I had a cow. That cow was very strong, very mighty. It didn't have any babies for her whole life. So, we didn't have any machineries for plowing in the village back in 1990s. So every family, every household had at least one cattle, one cow, or one bull, even one buffalo. So when the harvesting season arrived, the cattle or the buffalo had to work to plow the field. My village didn't have the adequate room. Like ranches. There's a lot of grass or weeds. The animals can graze there freely. We didn't have that. My village was surrounded, was filled with fields. Each section belonged to one household. Between the fields, there were trails, or you can call them a paths, okay? So the cattle had to eat on the trail. Besides the trails, there were a lot of crops like rice, cottons, sesame, or something else. The rice seedlings, they were very fresh, very tender. Cattle loved eating them. So whenever I went back home from my school in summer, either summer or spring, my father would call me. Hey, it's time for you to herd the cattle. The cattle was famished, so the cattle could eat a lot. We didn't have the hay in the summertime, so I took the cow to the trail, to the path. The path was very natural. Besides the path, there were crops. I must guarantee the cow couldn't eat the rice, or couldn't eat any crops. The cow was pierced in her nose, and a rope was tied to there. Whenever it didn't listen to me, I just tied the rope. It was a little bit hurting. Of course, I didn't tie it very hard. That was my cow. I cherished her very much. I loved her very much. So when I took her to the trail, and the cow was very greedy, or you call it he was jonesing for some rice. So when you are not a heedless, and it would catch the chance to eat some crops, But for me, I have to be very responsible. Whenever it ate, I have to make sure it didn't eat any rice. So that job was very tough. because there were too many animals, the grass were very sharp. The grass was very sharp. It's very hard to be totally fed. So I took the cow for an entire morning. The cow was eating, kept eating, and it wasn't food at all. My God, it was time consuming. I know it wasn't very hard, but I didn't like it. But I had to do that. I don't think you have this kind of experience in your country. That was very, very, very hard for me. I mean, I was fed up. I didn't like it. It irritated me, It annoyed me very badly. That was my childhood most unbearable thing for me. But when I was growing up, I didn't abhor it anymore. I didn't hate it anymore. I think it was a treasure of my life. I sometimes even miss that cow. Yeah, that cow was gone for a long time already. Normally a cow just lived for 25 or 30 years. So I think that cow was gone already, Yeah, that's my childhood was very strikingly different from yours. I don't know whether you have what kind of unique experience or special experience which does not owned by anybody else or by any group of people at all. And you can share it here. And that was my childhood memory. I mean, most memorable part of my childhood. If you like this video, just give me a like. We'll see you later.